أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome to another one of your G2 classes. I hope that everyone is doing well today, and jazakumullah to everyone for arriving on time. Today, as you know, it's Friday, and normally on Fridays we have our breakout room system. And so the format for today's class is going to be slightly different. Before we do start our class, can everyone please make sure that they've signed in with the correct IDs, because incorrect IDs unfortunately will not be called to the mic. So please make sure that you rename yourself if you've signed in with the incorrect ID. And there will also be an invitation or a pop-up that will come up on your screen when we open up the breakout rooms. And please do make sure that you accept it, because once you've accepted it, you will enter a smaller room, you will have fewer students inside it, and therefore it's going to be more likely that you will be called to the mic. And please also make sure that you have connected to the computer's audio, because if you don't, then you cannot come to the mic. So without any further ado, I'm going to start off the class with an opening dua. So the student I'm going to call for the opening dua is G2151. G2151. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Okay, so here's the opening dua. May you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and recite this following prayer for me, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.
MashaAllah, perfect. Very nicely recited. And could you please read out the English?
Our Lord, except from us, for you are all hearing, all knowing. Al-Baqarah, chapter 128.
Yes, it's Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 128. Yeah?
Verse 128.
Perfect. Well done. Jazakallah, very nicely recited. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay, so as you guys are all aware that you have covered many rules during your journey in G2 classes. So if today you are called to the mic, make sure that you apply all the rules that you know, so that you understand the rules a bit more and remember them for longer. And just before we move on, I just want to make a quick announcement. You know, when we read Surah Alaq, this here, right here, is said as sajda, right? For those of you who don't know, it's a sunnah of the Holy Prophet that whenever you complete a surah, yes, where this sajda is present here. So if you're reading the surah, so let's look at Surah Al-Alaq, for example, you're reading Surah Al-Alaq or you've listened to Surah Al-Alaq, it's desired to do a prostration at any time in the evening. So, and Prophet, if you do listen to a surah on the side, then open up the breakout room. Okay, breakout room coordinator, can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum, yes.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, did you hear the part where I was talking about the sajda?
Yes, your voice was breaking slightly, but yes, it's fine now.
Shall I say that again then? it says such recite the given the prayer, and you do the prostration at any time in the evening. So for example, we're looking at Surah Alaq, it says sajda on the side. Okay, so if you recite this surah, or you have listened to this surah, and you know that there is a sajda written on the side of the ruku, then you need to it's desired to do a prostration, okay, because it's a sunnah of the Holy Prophet. Okay, so just wanted to clarify that with everyone. Could I, so then, yeah, breakout coordinator, could you please open up the breakout rooms for me, please?
Yes. Yeah, so they should be open now. You can continue with your class.
Okay, Jazakallah. Okay, so there should be a few more students leaving soon. So here we are, we've got Surah Al-Alaq, Surah Al-Qariya, Surah Al-Adiyat. So guys, welcome. This is the main session of the breakout room system. And you guys went through Surah Al-Alaq, Surah Al-Qariya, and Surah Al-Adiyat in your during this week. So we're going to be calling students, as many students on the mic today, to listen to your recitation and go through these verses together. So I'll just start with an easier surah, Surah Al-Adiyat, as it's shorter. The student I'm going to call to the mic. So there are still some students leaving. I'm going to give it some time for students to leave, and then I'll call a few students to the mic, if that's okay. Okay, I think that's it. Right, so I'm going to call a student on the mic to help me recite this surah. The first student I'm going to call to the mic is G2115. Assalamu alaikum. G2115. Assalamu alaikum, can you hear me? Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Okay, may you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah? And yeah,
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والآتيات ذبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا.
okay, Jazakallah, mashallah, that was very nicely recited. There are just a few things I would like to go through with you. First of all, can you try saying this letter for me? Okay, very nicely said. I'm just going to remind you, this is one of your throat letters, yeah?
Okay.
So one of your throat letters, and it's one of your throat letters, and you normally give the sound from the middle of your throat. So try saying Ain for me.
Ain.
Okay, good. And try saying it with the middle of your throat this time. Wal-adi.
Wal-adi.
Okay, perfect. Much nicely recited. Okay, so repeat after me, please. Wal-adiyati.
Wal-adiyati.
Dabha.
Dabha.
Very nice. Have you noticed here, we're giving a round mouth, yeah, when we're saying it. So make sure that you don't say zabaha, because that's a za. Za is a totally different letter. So remember, you're saying dabaha.
Dabha.
Very nice, mashallah. And this right here is a ba. Is ba one of your kalkala letters? Do you know if ba is one of your qalqala letters?
No.
Okay, no problem. So ba is actually one of your qalqala letters, and there's qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. These 5 letters are your qalqala letters, and if whenever you're reading the Quran, these 5 letters, if they come up with a jism or a sukoon on top, in this case, ba, which is a qalqala letter, has come up with a jism or sukoon, then you are told to give a jerking sound, okay? So that's why when we were reading, rather than saying dobha, I was saying dobha. Can you hear the jerking sound?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Moving on. This right here, what is it? What letter is it?
A vowel.
Perfect, yes. And the vowel has got a sukoon on top. When you're reading فَالْمُورِيَاتِ, why did we elongate it?
Because there's a
Because the letter before that has got what on top? What's this? Okay, no problem. So it's a dhamma, yeah?
okay.
Yep. So if whenever there is a vowel sakin and it comes with a dhamma before, then you have to elongate it for 2 seconds. How long do you elongate it for?
2 seconds.
Perfect. So rather than saying falmuriyati, we elongated that because of the vowel sakin. We're going to say falmuriyati.
فالموريات
Perfect. قدحا.
قدها.
Very nice. And this ha, is this one of your throat letters?
Yes.
Yes, well done. And just like the ayn, the sound of the ha also comes from the middle of your throat. So let's try saying that again. قدحا.
قدها.
Perfect. And here you must have noticed when I was saying qad, I gave a jerking sound, right?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So what happens is that dal is also one of your qalqala letters, and therefore we gave a jerking sound here. So well done. Let's move on to the next verse. When you were reading this meme, what happened was that you accidentally elongated it. Remember, any letter that has got a fatha, dhamma, or kasra, either on top or underneath, then you have to only stretch the sound out for 1 second and no longer than 1 second. So let's try saying this. فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ.
فالمغيرات.
Very good. So this mu, we do not elongate it, this meme. And ghi, we elongate it because ya is also one of your mud letters. That you have alif, vaw, and ya. These letters, these can prolong the letter before. So just remember here, if the ya sakin is it comes up with a letter before which has got a kasra underneath, then we will elongate it for 2 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
So let's try saying that once again. فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ.
فالمغيرات.
Good. And have you noticed at this raw, I'm giving a round mouth? Try saying raw for me.
Raw.
Beautiful. Very nicely said. Let's look at this next word. Subha.
Subha.
Very nice. And is ba one of your qalqala letters?
Yes.
Yes. So what do you need to do then if you're joining the saw to the ba?
Do a sound.
Yes, you need to give a jerking sound. Very good. Well done. So let's try saying that again. Subha.
Subha.
Perfect. Let's just look at this verse now. Can you try saying this letter for me?
Sa.
Tha. Very good. A lot of people tend to mix up the sounds. They say sa to this, but remember, it's not a sa. This is what a sa looks like. Okay, this is a sa here, whereas this is a tha. So try saying this for me. فَأَثَرْنَ.
فأثرنا.
Perfect. بِهِ نَقْعًا.
به نقعا.
Perfect. And remember, ayn, as I said, is also one of your throat letters. So you need to say the ayn from the middle of your throat, okay? نقعا.
نقعا.
Beautiful, very nicely recited, mashallah. Keep practicing and inshallah you will understand the rules a bit more, yeah? Jazakallah khair for helping me out.
Jazakallah.
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 Take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay. So we've done one student. I'm just going to call another student now to the mic. If I could have G2232. Okay, G2232. It seems like they left the class as soon as I called them. Okay, so let's call someone else then. Let's go for G2152. G2152, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so let's look at another surah because we just did 2 lines of Surah Adiyat. We can switch up the surahs a bit. Let's look at Surah Al-Qariyah, which is also one of the surahs that you did or you recited during the week. I will ask you to start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah. And could you please start off from this verse here? So from فَأَمَّا, yeah?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من جفت موازينه.
Okay, perfect. Jazakallah khair. So yeah, very good try. You've tried your best to say each letter nicely. So let's just look at this here right now. Let's look at the first verse that you recited. First of all, this meme, what does it have on top? What's this that I've highlighted?
It had tashdid.
Yes, perfect. So it's a tashdid, and people also refer to this as a shadda, yeah? Any letter that has sorry? Okay, I think someone must have unmuted them accidentally. Any letter which has got a tashdid or a shadda on top, you have to put pressure on it or put more emphasis. So repeat after me. فَأَمَّا.
فأما
And with the meme, you hold on to it for some time. With all the letters, you have to put pressure. But whenever you come across a noon or a meme with a tashdid, it's a rule of ghunna. I don't know if you've gone through this or not, but you have to put more time on it and give it a bit of a nasal airflow. So let's try saying that again. فَأَمَّا.
فأما
Perfect. Now, if we look at this part here, I'm going to read this out for you once. ما ثقلت. What did you notice? What did I do on the noon? I hid the sound, right? I gave it a hidden nasal sound, yeah?
it has the kalkala, like the kalkala voice.
So I think you're getting confused between the jerking sound. Don't worry, we will go through that too. But this one here is your noon sakin, yeah? Rather than saying man thaqulat, I said ma thaqulat, and I made sure that I gave a hidden nasal sound here, yeah? And the reason why I did that is because whenever you come across a noon sakin, yeah, you need to look at the next letter. So what letter is this?
Sin.
It's a tha, yeah? And a lot of people do get confused between si and tha, so don't worry, but just keep practicing that, and inshallah you won't get confused between it more. But just remember, this is a tha, all right? And is tha one of your throat letters?
No.
No, perfect. So if the letter that comes after a noon sakin is not one of your throat letters, then you give a hidden nasal sound. So since tha was not one of our throat letters, did we give noon a hidden nasal sound?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Perfect. So rather than saying man thaqulat and giving it the full noon sound, we gave it a hidden nasal sound. So we said ma thaqulat. Can you try saying that for me?
Man thaqulat.
Perfect. And this here is a blank alif. If whenever you're reading the Quran, you see that there is a blank alif, you need to see the letter before. And if the letter before has got a fatha on top, you will elongate it for 2 seconds. How long will you elongate it for?
2 seconds.
Perfect, 2 seconds. So there is a blank alif and it's come with a fatha before, so we need to elongate it for 2 seconds. So rather than saying mavazi, you're going to elongate the vowel. You're going to say mavazinu.
Mawazinu.
Good, perfect. And since we've come at the end of a verse, we are going to do waqf, or in other words, we are going to pause. And to pause, we cannot say the ha and give it the full sound. We cannot say mawazinuhu. We cannot do that. This dhamma ishbahiyya or this inverted dhamma, normally if this comes up on a letter, we elongate it for 2 seconds. But if you've come across or if you come to the end of a verse and you see that there is a inverted dhamma, you need to change that into a sukoon or a jazm. Okay, so that's the rule. If you're pausing and you see an inverted dhamma on the letter that you're pausing at, then you need to see that, I can't say who fully, I can't elongate it for 2 seconds because I'm pausing. So I'm just going to have to add a sukoon or a jazm there. Okay, so when we are pausing, we're going to end up saying mawazinu.
Mawazinu.
Perfect. So here you've seen that this noon has now joined to the ha because the ha we converted it into a jazm. Yeah. So this ha with the inverted dhamma turned into a ha sakin. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's look at this next verse here. Please repeat after me. فَهُوَ فِي.
Bahusi.
Let's try that one more time. فَهُوَ
Bahuwa.
فِي
Fi.
عِيشَةٍ.
Isha.
Okay, so this here, this letter is an ayn. And is ayn one of our throat letters?
Yeah.
Yes. And the sound of the ayn comes from the middle of the throat. So please, when you're reading the Quran, try and make sure you say that. So let's try that again. Aisha.
Isha.
Perfect. Much nicely recited. And elongating it for 2 seconds because again, as we said here, if there is a ya sakin and the letter before that has a kasra underneath, we elongate it for 2 seconds. And that's the same case over here. We can see there is a ya sakin and the letter before that has what underneath?
Mm.
A kasra. This is called a kasra. Perfect. So we're going to elongate it for 2 seconds. So Aisha.
Aisha.
Good. Just try not to say Aisha, it's Aisha because there's a kasra, yeah? And here, even with the ra, we're elongating it for 2 seconds because it's come with a fatha before. Let's look at this part here. Radiyah.
Radiya.
Perfect. And this here, do you know what this letter is called?
Ha.
Okay, so this is a ha with 2 dots, so we're going to call it a ta marbuta, yeah? So it's called a ta marbuta, and whenever you're pausing on such a letter, it doesn't matter what stroke it has. So if it has a fatha, if it has a kasra, if it has a dhamma, or a tanween of a fatha, fathatain, dhammatain, kasratain, irrespective of the stroke, you're going to remove the 2 dots. If you're pausing, you're going to remove the 2 dots and put sukoon there instead. So you're going to be left with a ha sakin, okay? So this looks like a ta because it's got 2 dots, but that is now going to change into a ha sakin. Can you see that?
Yes.
So this is meant to be round, but it's not showing up. Okay, here it's ha sakin here. So we're going to say radiyah. Say that for me, please.
Radiya.
Good. Because even though we give a third sound here, if we are pausing, it's going to change into a ha sakin. Yeah? Let's move on to the next verse. وَأَمَّا
وَأَمَّا
مَنْ خَفَّتْ.
مَنْ خَفَّتْ.
Very good. Now, have you noticed on this noon, I gave a full sound. I didn't give a hidden sound as I did here because kha is one of your throat letters, okay? So remember, if a throat letter comes after a noon sakin, you have to give it a full sound. So let's try saying that again. Man khaffat.
مَنْ خَفَّتْ.
So you need to go full sound here because the letter before that is a throat letter. So let's try saying that again. Man khaffat.
مَنْ خَفَّتْ.
Okay. So here we're saying ma thaqulat because we said that tha is not one of our throat letters and therefore we have to hide the noon sound. But here kha is one of our throat letters, yeah? So we do not hide the noon. We say the noon fully. We say man. We cannot say ma, right? That would be an error. So let's try saying that again. Man khaffat.
مَنْ خَفَّتْ.
Okay, better. Just try not to say ma because that's a hidden sound, okay? You can't give the hidden nasal sound here. Mawazinu.
موازين.
And this ha, which gives a H sound, has now turned into a ha sakin because we are pausing. We've come at the end of a verse. So well done, mashallah. That was a very good recitation. Keep practicing, and in particular, go through your noon sakin, your ikhfa rule. Okay, are you meant to hide the noon sound, conceal it, or are you meant to say it fully? This is the rule that you need to go through. But apart from that, mashallah, you did a very good try. You gave it a shot, and just keep practicing, and inshallah, you'll get there very soon. Okay. Jazakallah for your time. Take care.
Thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay. So the next student that I'm going to call onto the mic to do the recitation is G2108. G2108, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Let's look at Surah Al-Alaq with you, yeah?
Okay.
So, may you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and start reciting Surah Al-Alaq for me?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
Perfect. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. I have to say, you're giving a very nice kalkala sound at the end, at the qaf as well. And even here, you said alaq. You gave a very nice jerking sound. So well done for that. And let's just look at a few things. Here, can you see an alif with this jazm or a sukoon on top?
Yes.
Yes. So whenever you come across an alif with a sukoon or a jazm, the letter that's joining onto the alif, you're going to give it like a soft jerking sound. A lot of people, when they're reading the Quran, they say iqra and they give a very harsh sound there towards the end. But just remember, you need to give a soft jerking sound. You need to say iqra. Try saying that for me.
اقرأ
Yeah, but try not to be too hard on the alif. It just has to be like a soft jerking sound here, yeah? Bismi.
Bismi.
Perfect. It's the ba that's joining onto the sin because it's the sin that's got the jazm. Remember, the tashdid and jazm. These are two signs which join letters together. So that's why you join the ba to the sin because sin is the letter that has got the jazm on top, yeah? رَبِّكَ الَّذِي.
ربك الذي.
Perfect. Now, here, can you see that there is a shadda?
Yes.
There is a shadda here. Well done. There is a shadda here, and there is a shadda here too. Any letter with a shadda, as I said earlier on, what do you need to do?
I forgot.
Oh, forgot. Sorry, no problem. So if there is a shadda or a tashdid, you have to put pressure on it. What do you need to do?
You have to put pressure on it.
Very good.
Like
So
that.
rather than saying Rabbi, when we are joining, we are going to put pressure on the ba because it's the ba mushaddad. It's a ba that's got the tashdid or a shadda. So you're going to say Rabbi.
Rabbi.
Very nice, mashallah, very nicely said. كالذي.
الذي.
Very nice. And even the lam has got the tashdid or the shadda, and that's why we're putting pressure when we're joining the kaf and the lam together. We are putting pressure on the lam. And when you recited this verse, you beautifully said the. A lot of the time people get confused between a the and a za. So remember, this one is a the, and a za looks much more rounder. So this right here is a za, okay? And the difference is this one has a bit of a sharp edge to it. So remember, the sound, the correct sound, and that we need to prolong it for 2 seconds because there is a ya sakin. We have a ya mad here. Yeah? Do you remember the rule of ya mad?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if there is a ya sakin and the letter before that has got a kasra underneath, you're going to elongate it. How long would you elongate it for?
2 seconds.
Perfect. Very nicely said. And just remember this kha, yeah? A lot of people tend to say ja to it accidentally. But remember the kha and the jim, these two letters, you can differentiate between them if you see that the dot is at the top or the dot is at the bottom. So whenever you see the dot on the top, you need to know that, it's a kha. If the dot is at the bottom, it's a jim, okay? So just remember that, yeah? Let me just, yeah, that's fine. So let's try saying that again. خلق.
خلق.
Perfect. And then you've given the jerking sound, which you beautifully said at the start as well. Let's look at this here. خلق الإنسان. Okay, let's try saying that again. إنسان.
إنسان.
Okay, when I was saying إنسان, I made sure that I gave a hidden concealed noon sound, like a hidden nasal sound, because as I said to the previous student as well, if there's ever a noon sakin, you have to always look at the letter before, and the letter after, and the letter after is a sin, and is sin one of your throat letters?
No.
No, perfect. And if it's not one of your throat letters, that means that we need to give a hidden concealed nasal sound. So let's try that once more. إنسان.
إنسان.
Perfect. من علق.
من علق.
Perfect. Now this is a very good example to show you the difference between a hidden nasal sound and a full nasal sound, like a full noon sound. Here, sin wasn't one of our throat letters, so we hid the sound of the noon. But here, can you see we said min, we gave a full sound because is ayn one of our throat letters?
Min.
Yes. So is ayn one of our throat letters?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So ayn is one of your throat letters, and that's why we're giving a full noon sound here. So let's try that one more time. Min alaq.
Min alaq.
So just to clarify that one more time, insana. And yep, min alaq.
من علق.
Perfect. And could you hear the difference between the two sounds we're making here?
Yes.
Perfect. Here we gave a hidden concealed nasal sound, and here it was just a full noon sound. So that was the difference between the two.
No nasal sound on the one at the end of the line, because if there's a noon sucking and if there's a letter of the throat after it, there's no nasal sound. But if there isn't a letter of throat, there is a nasal sound.
MashaAllah, that was very nicely explained, and you understood the rule very well. When we say nasal sound, we mean like a hidden sound. And here, when we say there is no nasal sound, that means we're giving the noon the full sound it's meant to have. So, Jazakallah khair, well done for giving the whole explanation at the end. I really appreciate that. So, well done for that. And Jazakallah khair, that was a beautiful recitation. Keep practicing, and inshallah, you'll be fluent in the recitation of the Quran soon. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so I hope everyone understood the rule that the student again tried to explain at the end, which was very good. That can really help you understand the rules more and more. If I can have another student now, let me look at the list. If I can have G2180, please. G2180, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So let me just quickly pull out another surah for you because we just went through Surah Al-Alaq. So, okay, could you please start off Surah Al-Qariya with me? Start with Dawood and Tasmiyah, and then I'll stop you when necessary, okay?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم القارئة ما القارئة وما أدراك ما القارئة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث.
Okay, mashallah, that was very nicely recited indeed, I have to say. Well done. You really nicely said the qaf. You said the qaf with a round mouth. You gave the ain the sound of the throat, and at the end you changed the ta marbuta into a ha sakin. So that was really good. I really enjoyed your recitation, mashallah. There's just one or two things I want to point out, and that's here the meme has got a mad sign. So you guys haven't gone through mad kabir or mad saghir yet, so you don't need to worry too much at the moment. But just remember that when you're saying the meme sound, you need to elongate it. Because of this because of this mud, you're going to elongate it now for a good 3 to 5 seconds. Okay? So let's try saying that. Wama.
وما
Perfect. Very good. And then you can see that here we elongated it for much longer compared to any letter that's got this vertical fatha. How long do you prolong a vertical fatha for?
2 seconds.
Yes, perfect. Well done. So any letter that's got a vertical fatha on top, you elongate it for 2 seconds, and you beautifully did that here. But you need to show the difference between any letter that's got a vertical fatha on top or any letter that has got a mud sign. A mud sign, you will have to put more time on it, yeah? So you have to increase the duration and stretch it out for longer. And here, there is a noon with a shadda. What do we do if there is a letter that's got a shadda on top?
Push it.
Yes, very good. You push on it, or you put pressure on it, or you put more emphasis on it. And you beautifully did that with the noon. But remember, with the noon, you need to put more duration on it or more pressure on it. So you need to say, يَكُونُ النَّاسُ.
يكون الناس
Perfect. Very nice. On the noon, we put more pressure on. If there is a meme or a noon, you have to put more pressure on it, and a bit of a nasal sound needs to be given here as well. So yes, you beautifully recited it, and your tha as well. You very nicely said the tha. So I'm very, very happy with that, this tha here. So well done. I could clearly see that you had practiced this surah beforehand. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So keep practicing even more, and you're getting there. You're nearly there. So well done. Keep practicing, yeah? Take care then. You can mute yourself now. Jazakallah khair for your time.
Khudafis.
Hafiz. Okay. The next student that I'm going to call on the mic is G2201. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's look at Surah Al-Adiyat with you. Could you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and start reciting from here for me, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فوسطنا به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد.
Perfect. Jazakallah, very nicely recited. You very nicely gave like a jerking sound at the end because you knew dal was one of your kalkala letters, right?
Yeah.
Yes, dal is one of your kalkala letters, and so when you were pausing, you changed that into a sukoon, and then you gave a jerking sound. So that was very nicely said. There's just one or two things I wanted to point out quickly. This is an ayn, okay? What's the ayn got on top?
Fatah.
Yes, two fathahs. And this
Fathahs.
two fathahs or two strokes of fathahs are known as fathatain. Yeah? So
Yeah.
if there is a fathatain and you're pausing on a fathatain, you're going to get rid of one of the strokes of fatha. So you're going to get rid of, ignore that there's one stroke of fatha there, just get rid of one of it. And there would be the alif right next to it. So you would elongate it for 2 seconds when you pause, okay?
Yeah.
At the end of a verse, so we're ending up pausing here. So we're going to say jam'a.
Jam'a.
Yes, perfect. Very nicely recited. And when you were reading, you beautifully gave a hidden nasal sound here in the noon sakin. You very nicely said that because you knew that sin wasn't one of your throat letters, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And here, this letter is a the, all right? A lot of people, yeah, beautiful. You said it very nicely now. A lot of people tend to mix it up with the za, which looks like this. Is like a ra with a dot on top. So you need to make sure that this is a za, this is the letter that you give a z sound to,
Yeah.
and this is a the. So you get the tip of your tongue and you place it at the bottom part of the top teeth at the edge of it. So let's try. Perfect. So let's try saying this word for me. ذَلِكَ.
ذَلِكَ.
Mashallah, very nicely recited. And I just wanted to point out this her, yeah. Is this one of your throat letters?
Yeah.
Yes, well done. So this her is one of your throat letters. A lot of people tend to mix up the sound of a her and a ha. Both of these letters are throat letters, okay? So both of them are throat letters, but the difference is that this ha, the sound comes from the middle of the throat, and this ha, the sound comes from the bottom. Okay? So let's try saying this. La shahid.
La shahid.
Perfect. Just 2 seconds. Very good. Well done. And over here, how are you going to say the sound of this letter?
Hu.
Hu. Well done. That sound comes from the middle. So So try saying that again. Who.
Who.
Very good. Let's recite this verse together. وَإِنَّهُ.
وَإِنَّهُ.
Perfect. So this sound is coming from the bottom of the throat. So that sound is very simple, very normal. لِحُبِّ
لِحُبِّ
الْخَيْرِ
الْخَيْرِ
لَشَدِيدٌ.
لَشَدِيدٌ.
Perfect. And then we're giving what at the end over here?
قلقلة.
Galgala. Very good. So we're giving a jerking sound here at the end. So let's try saying that one more time. لَشَدِيدٌ.
لَشَدِيدٌ.
Perfect. Very nice. Try, for the students listening to this right now as well, try not to say la shadida. It would be an error. It's just a bit of jerking sound at the end, or like a little bounce on the dal. So just say la shadid, and that should be fine. Okay. So Jazakallah khair G2201. That was a very nice recitation. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Okay. Hafiz. Okay, so the student now that I'm going to call to the mic is can I please have G2188? G2188, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good too, Jazakallah khair for asking. Okay, so may you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and complete the surah for me, please, starting from here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفلا يعلم إذ بصير ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ خبير.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. That was a very good try and effort on reading this. Let's try looking at this word by word. Repeat after me. أفلا يعلم. Very good. This ayn, this sound comes from the middle of the throat. So let's try saying that again. يعلم. إذا بعثر ما. Perfect. So just remember here, you're giving, like, you have to make sure that you give the sound of the ayn from the middle of the throat. So bur. Very nice. ثِرَمَا في القبور وحصي. Just remember, this ha is also one of your throat letters. So you need to give the sound from the middle of the throat. So let's try that one more time. وحصل ما في الصدور. Very good. Remember, we are elongating the sound of the meme here. Do you know why?
Alif mad.
Very good. So there's an alif mad, there is a blank alif, and the letter before that has got a fatha, so we're giving it a duration of 2 seconds. We're elongating or stretching it out for 2 seconds. So well done for that. Let's look at the next verse. Inna rabbahum. Very good. Any letter that has got a shadda or tashdid on top, what do we do?
You make you press on it for 2 seconds.
Yeah, so not necessarily for 2 seconds, but that was very nice. You said you put press on it, so you put pressure on it or emphasis on it. So let's try saying that again. Inna rabbahum bihim yawma idhil.
Izillah.
Perfect. Just remember this letter, you cannot give it the sound of a Z. The Z sound comes with this letter here. With this one, you're going to say the. Try saying the for me.
The.
Perfect. MashaAllah. Very nicely said. So let's try saying the. Dhilla.
Dhillah.
Khabir.
Khabir.
Very nice. MashaAllah. Very nicely recited. Just remind me, why are we elongating over here?
Yamad.
Very nice. So you have a ya sakin, and letter before that has a kasra underneath, so it's now turned into a yamad. Okay, elongating it for 2 seconds, and at the end there is a dammatain. But when we are pausing, what are we changing the dammatain into?
To a sakin.
Very good. So we put a sukoon there. We substitute it with a sukoon. So now it's going to turn into a ra sakin. So well done. That was very nicely recited. Just keep practicing, and inshallah the rule will come. You will understand the rules more. You'll be able to apply them as well. So well done. Jazakallah. Take care.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, so there should be students coming anytime now, as it's 6:51. Can I just say everyone has tried very well to sort of put as much put any rules that they know, apply them to their recitation. That was really good. But just remember that if you're not getting the hang of the rules right now, you're going to get the hang of them very soon. It just means that you need to put more like effort in trying to understand the rules, in trying to apply them to your Quranic recitations, and the more practice you do, the quicker you're going to get there, the quicker you're going to understand the rules and be able to apply them. So well done to everyone today who participated. For those who I couldn't listen to today, don't worry, your names have been noted down. Inshallah, next time you will be called. So just for the meanwhile, just keep practicing as much as you can. So I can see a lot of the students are coming in now. We're just going to wait for a minute or two for all the students to come. Okay, perfect. Seems like most of the students are here. So since mostly everyone's here, let's just quickly look at the homework for this weekend. During the week, you guys went through Surah Al-Alaq, Surah Al-Adiyat, and Surah Al-Qariya. So please practice that during this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Practice these 3 surahs. Make sure that you apply all the rules that you know, okay? Because that's how you will understand the rules better, and that's how your pronunciation will improve. And just quick recap of what you guys learned this week. You learned how to pause on a fathatain. So you said that if a word ends with a tanween, it will change into a fatha followed by an alif, and then you elongate it. So that's when you're pausing on a fathatain. You also looked at how, what assimilation and idgham is, okay? This is one of the rules of noon sakin and tanween. If a ra mushaddad or la mushaddad comes after a noon sakin, then you have to ignore the sound of the noon. And if there is a ra mushaddad after a tanween or a la mushaddad after a tanween as well, then you give no nasal sound and you read the tanween as a single stroke, okay? And then lastly, you were last week told to memorize these letters as well. So please make sure that you look at these letters, the Yurmaloon letters, okay? Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Vaw, and Noon. Because a lot of rules you're going to learn according to these letters here, 6 letters. So please make sure that you memorize these letters. Now I will call a student on the mic to help me conclude the session with an ending dua. The student I'm going to call on the mic is G2157. Assalamu alaikum. G2157. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. If you could please follow me in this prayer, repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم
الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
اللهم ارحمني
اللهم ارحمني
Yes,
بالقرآن العظيم.
perfect. And I'll read the English out quickly. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great. Jazakallah khair for your time, mashallah. That was very nicely recited. So Jazakallah everyone for attending the class today. I hope everyone found it beneficial and helpful. Take care of yourselves and inshallah we hope to see you in another class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.